Yo, what's up? Another episode of Nothing. Nice hoops. Yo, it's October. I'm here with my man E.
Yo.
My brother. Here with my brother Mook. What's good?
It's good.
Yes, sir.
Bowling.
Ooh, that's crazy. That's a crazy miss. Alright, so we're in October. Preseason's underway already. They're doing little scrimmages, this, that, and the third. So we have one of my favorite times of the year where we have basketball, football, and baseball all at the same time. Great time to be a sports fan. Alright, so let's jump into hoops real quick.
Yes, sir.
We have, for this one, we're going to leave a lot of this segment to E, just because he called this back in May. He said, hey, what if they traded Julius Randle for Cat straight up? Or Cat for Julius Randle and like DiVincenzo or somebody. What do you think? At the time, being honest, it wasn't on our radar.
I thought he was crazy.
This man saw. I didn't think they would do it only because Randall was coming off an injury. We don't know what he's gonna have, how they gonna mesh this, that, and the third. They made it to the Western Conference Finals. E saw the vision. Take it away, my brother.
Before you take it away, exactly what I said was, it did make no sense for Ant-Man to take Randall instead of Karl Anthony Towns because he clogged up the lane more. Take it away, boss man.
Do your thing.
That's very true, and I'm glad that you guys gave me this opportunity to go ahead and
You earned it, man. You earned it.
speak with
you deserve it.
Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
I appreciate you guys. I just have to humbly
Man.
thank you guys. First and foremost, you guys,
My brother. It's on
anyway,
you.
yeah, absolutely.
You did a great
guys
thing.
doubted
You did a
it,
great
but now I'm hot.
I mean, I want to say dominant.
Oh,
That's
see
like
how
Mike
that
Jones.
going? Let it go.
I mean, not quite Mike Jones, though, right?
Kind of doubted me a little bit, both of you guys, but it's all good,
So tell me what was you
But
thinking?
yeah, so honestly though, it was two things that I was thinking. I was looking at the market. If a trade for Cat was going to happen, the only available player where the money made sense was Julius Randle. If Cat was going to get traded, and vice versa. Those were the only two I just saw that where teams aren't getting gutted and still staying successful. Another thing that I was thinking about was how cheap and how we're just gonna stay with cheap. New Timberwolves ownership is at this current time. Even though Fred, who kind of swindled his way into staying, the Taylor family still stayed the owners majority owners of the Timberwolves, even though they kind of swindled their way or whatever the case may be. They got the money if case they have to pay a luxury tax. Even though Minnesota has a history of being trash and never paying a luxury tax, they have the funds to pay a luxury tax. The problem is what's old dude name? A-Rod and his the guy that he brought in.
Yeah, his investment team.
Yeah, his investment team. Do they have the money to pay for? Do they have $200 million to just throw to a luxury tax? Nah, I didn't think that was gonna happen. But if I just go back to the clip, just from a basketball sense perspective, I really feel like it now, and I really thought at the time that it just made good sense. They need dogs over there in Minnesota. They're the Timberwolves. They're not the Timber. I don't know.
Timber
Puppies,
Cats.
Timber Cats, whatever. They're not that, and that was a good one. Timber Cats.
So who you think this trade benefits more?
I think it was the most even trade possible. But if I was to say who benefits more, Ant-Man. Ant-Man is going to be around somebody that's late 20s, early 30s that got a little bit of responsibility for him. So he had that hunger and desire to make sure that he's great every day. Is just going to be there a little bit more than somebody who's not accustomed to winning as much. Cat's been in the league 4 or 5 years or something like that, and he's only seen the playoffs twice. So it's just like he's just not accustomed to winning, and he's played around vets like Andrew Wiggins, who's one. Jimmy Butler, who's a serial finals appearance guy, or just a serial playoff guy, really. You know, he's played around some good people. Jeff Teague was on the team with him, and he was on a 60-win team. He's just played around some vets that know how to win and have not been successful at winning. So, you know, it was going to be a shakeup eventually, but I think it's more or less that the Timberwolves are just as cheap as the owner that swindled his way into staying majority owner.
To me, I see it was the other way around. I think the team that won is the New York Knicks, and the reason why, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I think it made Minnesota worse first. To me, Minnesota took a step back with this trade because you already got Gobert sitting in the lane on offense, hogging up the middle of the court. And if Najee Reed gonna get a whole lot more playing time, I feel like Reed could have did what they bringing in Randall for.
He's just more defensively. He can't ask Nas Reed. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you good. But what I'm saying is, I think it's going to take. I think adding Randall is going to take away from the development of Anthony Edwards.
Absolutely not.
Because I feel like he's going to clog up the lane. Mm-hmm. I know Randall can shoot, but he's not the threat that Karl Anthony Towns was. And I feel like it's vice versa for the Knicks. I feel like now bringing Karl Anthony Towns to the New York Knicks, that's going to make it even harder to double team Brunson. And he already lives in the lane. So now that big man is going to have to step out and guard Karl Anthony Towns because he can hit that three.
Okay. Real quick. Go ahead. Real quick. We just talk about the win that's going on in New York, right? They got a center. Great, you know, they got a center, whatever the case may be. Do they get a rim protector?
They're probably going to play Mitchell Robinson.
Mitchell Robinson is hurt. He's not going to be coming back until maybe the middle or maybe even after.
But that's perfectly
after All-Star.
But that's perfectly
fine.
But
if you have your five, that's not a rim protector, and you're banking on him to be shooting threes, you got to start scratching your head. You got to remember, he went from a 24-12 guy to all they did was all they did was draft Anthony Edwards and get Rudy Gobert, and he became a 19-8 guy.
Right.
So what do you think he's going to do stat-wise in New York that's going to benefit them winning-wise?
But this is what you're missing. Last year, who held Jokic better than anybody in the playoffs? It was Karl Anthony Towns. He made Rudy Gobert unplayable because he did a better job.
I think Nas Reed did a better job.
To me, it was Karl Anthony Towns.
It was a joint.
He also made him work harder. But the same thing, you missed the key part. The Knicks, the reason why they can still win without waiting until Mitchell Robinson come back, they got two of the top five in the NBA on ball defenders. Like, you talking about Drew Holiday, you take him out, and Derek White and Tatum and Brown, right? Mm-hmm. After those guys, who you got? You got players like Anunoby, who's a great on-ball defender. Mm-hmm. You got Mikal Bridges, great on-ball defender. Mm-hmm. Both of these are play both-way guys, but they are hell on defense. Yep. And of course, you got Brunson, who's going to wear you down so much offensively that you ain't gonna be able to just bring it like that on the offensive end because he's gonna wear you down. You trying to guard him, and then you got Karl Anthony Towns that can step out. He's really not a weakness in his game. So you got him when he moves out to the corner. Mm-hmm. You can't bring that big man down, or he's just gonna kick it out.
Okay, so let me just interject real quick. So, because, I mean, both of you made really good points. As far as who do I think won the trade, I really think that depends on who each team has to see in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. What the Timberwolves were missing last year in the playoffs was a player like Julius Randle. Because if you think back, like the Denver series, Cat was on fire. He was hitting from the outside. It was all good. But when they went to go play Denver, not Denver, Dallas, who had athletic bigs, they didn't have bigs that could score, but they had athletes. And even though they were somewhat undersized, he did struggle, and he refused to go down to the block.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that could be a huge detriment in New York for him, because one thing we kept saying is they need, and even Anthony Edwards said, well, outside of stop fouling, get to the block. Like, everybody wanted him to get to the block to get an easy bucket, because when they needed an easy bucket, or they needed, just something to slow down to make it, flow better, he was still going up to the 3-point line, jacking up threes. So I would say tentatively, I feel like the Timberwolves won it because DiVincenzo's good. He can hit threes. He plays defense.
And they got a first-round pick, too.
Yeah, you got a first-round pick.
From Detroit.
And then Randall, if Randall's healthy, Randall's good. Randall has that dog in him as well. And Edwards is the type of player where when he doesn't, it's not just about like a layup package. He's going to jump over whoever's in front of him to dunk
that
it.
pick and roll is going to be unbeatable.
Yeah, so it's going to be crazy. So I think the Timberwolves won it because when I look at Cat, like on paper, it feels good. Like the same thing Amon Shumpert said. On paper, it looks scary. But I don't feel like that really moves the needle because when they see Boston still has a couple more players.
Porzingis is sitting at
Porzingis is still there. And then if they go small, Porzingis can still play, or they'll put in Al Horford. And then if they see Philly, if Philly's healthy, Philly still has their 3 guys that would be able to match up. Joel Embiid, in no world is he afraid of Cat.
They were just saying that
I see
is
it
going to be
different.
playing the 5.
I see it different. I'm just telling you. I see it different.
They just said OG Anunoby was going to be playing the 5.
That's insane.
I see this team. I don't
If
think
OG Anunoby is on the floor playing the 5 while Cat is shooting threes.
That's a recipe to lose.
No, I think it's a recipe.
Because that's what happened.
I see it similar to
with
Houston when they went small. Them years, Westbrook.
It didn't work. I mean, Russ was only there 1 year, but I mean, even that didn't work. They were too small. But what Houston did have,
coming back.
But what Houston did have, Houston had James Harden, who was playing out of this world at the time and was one of the greatest players ever at drawing fouls.
Russell.
No, not on the level of James Harden.
I beg to differ.
Not on the.
It's just they just do it different.
Not on the level of James. He's out. Brunson on the level of James Harden in Houston. No.
Yes.
Sorry.
Scoring wise.
I'm sorry, bro.
Scoring wise,
The dude was putting up like 40.
No. James Harden averaged, what was that, 35?
I'm talking about in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He didn't do it in the playoffs.
James Harden.
He was still.
I'm talking about Jalen Brunson doing this in the playoffs. 40-point games in the playoffs.
James Harden is the best offensive player we've ever seen.
In the playoffs?
Basketball.
Was he doing it in the playoffs?
No, but he did have 240 point
Jalen
games.
Brunson doing this in the playoffs.
He did have 240. Well, it's a difference. It's a lot of nuances, and I don't want to argue back and forth about it to see like who's right or wrong. Jalen Brunson has had a great playoff run last season, or whatever the case may be, but to say it's James Harden-esque is just a little.
That's a reach. But you know what?
Ambitious.
Y'all put it in the comments. Y'all tell us what y'all think. Who do you feel like won the trade? Do you feel like New York won it, or do you feel like the T-Wolves won it? All right, so we saw D Rose, man. He hung it up. He went ahead and retired, man.
15 years.
Like that's crazy. That's tough. That 08 draft.
16 years.
Man. Like, when you think about D Rose, like, what comes to mind just, like, through his career? I already know, like, for me, it's what he did in Chicago, of course. I'm sure we don't go back to that. But just what even though he and Russ came in the same draft, at the time, at the beginning of their careers, because both of them were crazy athletic, D Rose was just, like, watching him play was, like...
It was different, bro.
Yeah, it was just like, I don't think you could get any more athletic than this, especially as a point guard. So just watching him in Chicago.
Able to fake passes.
And Russ came in the same year?
Yeah, that's that 08 draft.
Russ was like the 4th pick.
He was a 4th pick.
Or 5th.
No, he was 4th.
5th, yeah, 4th.
Yeah, he was the 4th and Rose was the 1st. That's tough.
This is what I would say. I'm happy for you, Rose. But it's about time. I mean,
think so?
Man, you was just ruining your legacy the more you play. To me.
Do you think he's
Because
going
he
to the
was
Hall?
so much of a shell of himself.
You think he's going to the Hall?
If he would have kept, I think he can get in. But
No, he's not going to the Hall.
you know what I'm saying? I think he can get in. But when he kept playing, after it was clearly over with, he was ruining it for himself. You know what I'm saying? It's like the fall off was so bad after his athleticism went after that injury.
I wouldn't say that. Because he was still able to give you 18, 19 a game when he was with the Knicks.
Yeah, but that's a big drop from where he was.
No. I'm just saying
Chicago.
to be productive. It was a big drop off, but to say, like, my athleticism was taken from me, but I am still able to be productive in the NBA.
Yeah.
I think he won a 6-man. Or he was up there for a 6-man.
He might have been up there, but he didn't.
Oh, yeah. But, nah, man, you like to see the fight. Even if he's not going to go to the Hall of Fame, you like to see the fight.
To me, the reason why I say that, because he
wasn't
never
gonna go-
was really the shooter that he would have developed to become.
He did become a way better shooter.
I don't think
He would have, with all that athleticism, that ability to get by people and dunk on whoever. He was the only person I know in the NBA that was putting the ball behind.
Yeah.
The ball was touching his back and
Don't
dunking
get me
the ball.
wrong. D
He
Rose
was
before
different.
D Rose before
Before
got
the
hurt?
injury, yeah.
man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Unstoppable.
It was because of Derrick Rose I knew that maybe D Wade isn't like that. I never questioned that, and I never questioned that. That was like 2010. From six to 10. That's a 4-year supreme drop from somebody who's like going for sure first ballot the Hall of Fame, Finals MVP, won a ring in 06, and then from like there to like 10, it was like. All because I saw what D Rose was able to do to him. They had to make LeBron hold him throughout the playoffs.
To that Eastern Conference Finals.
Just because D Rose was now a step down from him being one of the best defensive shooting guards to ever play the game to like you can't even catch a cold.
This is how I look at D Rose, right? Do y'all remember Sean Alexander?
Yeah.
From the Seahawks?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, at one point I thought he was gonna be the greatest running back to ever be.
He was tough.
Yeah, he was
So
tough.
something happened. I don't know if he got injured or something happened, right? After that 2,000-yard season.
Mm-hmm.
Where he just fell off.
Who's the
And
matter, Curtis?
because he fell off so bad, he's not even gonna be a Hall of Famer.
No, not at all.
D Rose, because he fell off so bad,
Yeah.
he might not even be a Hall of Famer.
But he also
If
dropped
he would
50.
if he would have stopped, if he would have played and came back and gave it a good try and retired, I think he would have been a first round Hall of Fame.
He was never.
But I think he played too long. I think he played too long after
probably
it
like
was.
good 10 years afterwards.
He played. I don't know how many years he played after he got hurt,
Maybe about good 10
but he
years.
played 5 years too long.
Because he got hurt in, what was it, 12? Yeah, he got hurt in 12.
But he played 5 or 6 years too long,
Mm.
where he wasn't that guy. And
That's okay.
But now you got to do the whole body of work. Yeah. Now you forcing us to do the whole body of work. And
But I don't care
is
about
that a
him
Hall
going
of
to the
Fame?
though. A person like D Rose, I don't really care if he go or don't go.
But
He's
somebody
somebody
that
that's going to be like ultra respected because even though he lost that second gear due to his injury, it didn't stop him from still being able to do things in the NBA. He still put up 50.
Yeah, he had 50 in that T.
He still put up 50.
I just hope that, and maybe it'll be easier because we have social media now, but I just hope that like when kids like 15, 20 years from now, when they talk about great point guards or like most athletic point guards, that they put respect on D Rose's name, man. Cause I mean, we hear kids today, or younger people today, when they talk about, you know, players of the past, they don't respect them the same. But I hope, like, because there's footage there that they'll be able to go back and see, I really hope that they'll, like, put some respect on him. Because that man was tough.
Here's the thing. I don't think it's going to happen because he ain't got the championship.
Man, it took Brown, Wade, and Bosh to keep him.
And I get it, but he don't have the championship that'll make you look back That's to make you reach back into them archives
No,
and say,
that's
let's
what
pull
OGs
D-Rose out of it.
that's what OGs are for. That's where the people that was there that saw it, when you hear their stories, this man never talked smack, put up 40 on people's faces. This is a man that where there was a thing where it was called the Derrick Rose flu, or the D Rose flu, however way you want to say it, where players were literally saying, I got a cold, I have a sickness, I have an ailment,
I
cannot play tonight.
The dude was nice. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that he was so far up there that like some players like they can decline. You know what I'm saying. You see players that starts here like a Sean Mary, right? Yeah. Super talented when he first came in. You just seen it trickle down. Vince Carter trickle down, and you were like, okay, they still a Hall of Famer, right? And then like Tracy McGrady's trickle down. You know what I'm saying? But it was like D Rose, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And then it was like he fell all the way down here, and then as he kept going, he was, you know what I'm saying? To like you falling off now.
No, I get what you're saying in regards to him, but it's for me, it's not about whether or not he deserves to be a Hall of Famer, because I'm not even looking at him to be a Hall of Famer. What more or less it is for me is like the perseverance to even be a quality player after that injury, because we can say that he fell off, but we can never say he wasn't a quality player.
For sure.
This is a man that played. This is a man that went. He moved from state to state playing basketball, and the only reason why he wasn't settled, for lack of a better term, is only because of what people's perception was before he got hurt. I feel like he should have stayed in New York. I don't know why he left there, but I feel like if the perception of before the injury and after injury wasn't a thing, then his bow out would be a lot more gracefully than us talking about.
Why didn't he leave Chicago?
Because he wasn't producing.
Yeah, they were ready to
they were ready to see what D Rose could be, gave him some time, or whatever the case may be. I think D Rose was trying to run Chicago like he was the boss before the injury, and it's after the injury. There was always reports about him and him giving his friends jobs at whatever the name of the places that they play at. Him giving them jobs in Adidas and stuff like that, because at that time he was the face of Adidas before Harden got there. Right. He was the face.
But then we were the face of the league.
Yeah, no,
LeBron wouldn't have been there.
But no,
that's for sure one of them.
But no, I just feel like he was trying to do that while get back right to be the guy that they thought he was beforehand, and he just never became that, and they got tired of all the other extra shenanigans and stuff like that. So that's what I think was, because it was like a big silly thing. It wasn't always just about the production, because I feel like with time that could have happened, but I mean we'll never know now.
Yeah. So just kind of switch real quick, something a little lighter.
Yeah.
In a world where Jordan, Kareem, and Bron don't exist, who's the GOAT? Hakeem? Who you got?
He gave it to no rings.
Because Jordan wasn't in the world, he would have had rings.
Nah.
And Elijah, think about it.
Carmelo would have had to.
No.
Yeah.
We don't know that.
No, I don't know that.
Okay, so based on whoever else won,
Team Elijah won. Wouldn't have, Houston put them out, right?
Put who out?
Put Barkley out, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was Phoenix.
Think about it. Okay, think about it. How many rings Charles Barkley?
You think Phoenix, Charles Barkley, or Philadelphia, Charles Barkley had a better team?
Both of them would have won
Phoenix.
a championship to me.
Thank you.
Both of them, I'm saying Phoenix, but both of them would have won a championship to me.
Who did he have over there in Philadelphia?
So what's your answer? That's my question.
Charles Barkley.
So Charles Barkley would be the GOAT? Like based on, you can even do it based on.
Oh, you talking based on the GOAT? Okay, be the GOAT. Without who now?
Without Jordan, Bron, and Kareem.
Kobe.
I'm going Kobe too.
I got Hakeem.
I'm not mad at Hakeem, but I stumbled across the Kobe stuff. Man, Kobe has more 40-point games than Bron and Steph together. More 50-point games than Bron, Bird, and KD together.
Absolutely.
More 60-point games than Jordan and Bron together.
I think Kobe had that aura though. Kobe had that like. I think
it's just that Kobe. It's just that everything that he's saying about Kobe, this, Kobe, that all came from that one year where he had nobody on his team. He wasn't dropping 60.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even like Kobe. But Kobe was 60.
Okay, Kobe's the only NBA player to win back-to-back championships without a 75 players.
I'm not going for that.
He's the only player.
I got Kobe.
We talk about what Paul Gasol is.
Paul Gasol's not top 75.
We talk about what Paul Gasol was during that from that 2000 to 2010. You're not gonna sit here and tell me he's not a top 5 power forward.
In the league at that time?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You mean center?
No, I said power forward.
He played the 5. Because they had Andrew Bynum play the 5. Paul played the 5 more so again in that.
I'm talking about before Bynum. He was playing the 5.
Yeah.
They had Odom.
No, Bynum got clocked.
There was never a Bynum before.
So what they had Odom at?
Paul Gasol was.
Odom came off the bench and he would play like the 3 if he was in the lineup.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then, man, Kobe just has like so many just like.
I got Kobe. You got to put Kobe.
I'm going Kobe.
As a go.
I can go with Kobe.
But I'm
not mad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not mad at Hakeem because
I don't think his reign was long enough.
And that's what I would say. Like Hakeem,
but Kobe's reign wasn't long either.
It was
really?
As a face of the league.
As the face of the league and as the best player in the league. Kobe was the best player.
He was probably the most respected player.
He was still reigning.
Well, how long was he the best player in the league?
Kobe was the best player in the league from
maybe
2000
like 7 to like.
He was the best player a lot in LeBron early years.
2004 to 11.
2004? Are you forgetting about Tim Duncan?
From 4 to 11.
Are you forgetting about?
I'm including.
So you gonna put Tim Duncan over Kobe?
I would never. I don't feel like there was.
Tim Duncan won a ring in 04.
No, for sure. But I don't call Tim Duncan the best player in the league. The same, like the way that Kawhi won the ring, and we never like call Kawhi the best player in the league. That's how I am about Tim Duncan.
I've never considered Tim Duncan the best player in the league.
I got you.
Like second for sure, or third for sure, but the best.
I
feel like Kobe was always better.
Second.
What window would he? But what window would he be?
My window for him to
be the best player in the league.
My window for Kobe being the best player in the league is either 07 to 09 or 06 to 09.
Not the championship years?
I did give you one. He won in 08.
No, he lost in 08. He won in 09 and then he won in 10.
He won in 09. He was not better than LeBron James in 2010.
He was better than LeBron in 10.
Yeah, that's an argument.
Yeah. Man, y'all let us know. Yeah. In a world where there's no Jordan, Bron, and Hakeem. No.
Nah.
Kareem. Kareem.
You know who better than who, man?
Kareem.
That's a whole nother
Who's your GOAT? Now, just on a serious one, you know, we lost another great NBA legend.
Yeah, man.
Dikembe Mutombo. Rest in peace, man.
That hurt my Monday, bro.
Bro, honestly.
That one was so surprising because just 3 years ago, he was trying to buy the Rockets. Yeah. So I was like,
he had paper long like that.
Yeah.
And then he did it with a group, so that's how he's trying to do it.
But the Rockets at the time was like, I think it was like $4 billion. I
thought he was older.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
He was like 58.
Yeah,
he played until he was 41.
Man, and when it comes to blocks, that's the
guy. When I think about Mutombo,
we were all doing that on the basketball court. If you got a block on anybody when we were kids, it's just no.
My greatest moment of Mutombo is not even on the court. It's those commercials. Those commercials were legendary, man.
I remember we played the Lakers. This was like his last year with the Rockets or something like that. We played the Lakers, and he just had a couple of more blocks to become number 2 all time.
Yeah.
Or whatever the case may be, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we played the Lakers. I think the boy had 9 blocks.
In one game?
Yeah, in one game.
Good stuff, man.
It was like they was giving him that title.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, That's fire.
I was just finna say.
I was just one of the things I remember about him.
I was finna say, you think if the players just stupid, like try something else.
Oh no, I ain't gonna lie to you. I remember one play, it was like 2 or 3 blocks in a row. Bing, bing, bing. Like,
hey, at some point as the coach, I'm like, look, if he in there, don't go in there.
Guys, you see him make a U-turn.
9 blocks
back out of there.
9 blocks in one
else.
game is crazy.
Man.
4 blocks in one game is insane.
yeah, he had like.
Yeah, you didn't learn your lesson if you.
Yeah, he went over the record.
You remember when Cal Newton bro made him jump off line and he just did like I remember two more were like, bro, are you coming? Damn, did I just block you last? Did I just block you a while ago?
Exactly.
Bro, for real. No, but he left us with some great basketball memories and commercials, like you said, all of it.
He was probably the first big man with some fire kicks. Like,
yeah.
even to this day, I don't think there's a center with shoes that's better than him. Like, his shoes was fire.
You sleeping on the Shaqs.
No.
You never wore a pair of Shaq Gnosis or just regular Shaqs.
That's for sure. All right, but no, this is another episode of Nothing Nice. And we appreciate y'all pulling up. Nothing Nice Hardwood. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that. Share with your friends and family. We'll be back next week. Basketball season's back. We're going to have Bronny to talk about. We're going to have the Clippers to talk about, the Rockets, the Cavs, New York, all that. Pull up, Nothing Nice.
Hey.